I made a similar video a while back about the best place to start reading with Dawn of DC. However, the comics landscape has changed since then, and while I still recommend that as a potential starting point, let's focus more on what series in 2025 you should be reading for both DC and Marvel. I'm not going to throw out a million different series at you to start. I'll just provide a good selection of what I recommend at the moment and why you should start there. I will be focusing on released graphic novels rather than individual comic issues. I think they're the best way to really get into reading comics, and it is my personal favourite way to consume comic media overall. I'll typically also focus on ongoing series rather than just big events and one-offs. Now, where do we start? In my opinion, and kicking it off with DC, is their absolute lineup. It's the best in comics right now. I definitely believe, and I know I said no events or anything, but this one's pretty integral one. You should definitely read the short All-In special to lead up to the current slate of DC books. I think it's a good starting off point to really just understand why these books are happening, and it's especially important to things like Justice League and the Absolute lineup. But after you read All In, just go for everything Absolute. It's all great. Absolute Wonder Woman is a fantastic story and twist on the typical Wonder Woman origin, and is possibly the best of the bunch. It feels fresh and adds multiple layers to Wonder Woman's character and backstory. The choice for her to grow up in hell is interesting and a great switch up to the paradise we're used to, so I highly recommend this one. Absolute Batman is top tier as well. It's brutal, violent and fun. Everything feels bigger in Absolute Batman, and if you read it you'll understand why. It features some of the most jaw-dropping moments in all of comics. I won't spoil, but even the first volume that's out right now just has some crazy moments. Bruce's connection with the villains of his universe and his working class upbringing make for a compelling take on a pretty overdone Batman story at this point, and we've never really seen anything like this before. Absolute Superman, while the weakest of the three current releases, is still an excellent take on a Superman who never got to grow up with the Kent family. We get to see a lot more of Krypton, and is a great showcase of the injustices on a doomed planet and how history can repeat itself. Also be on the lookout for the other Absolute books that are on the way in the back half of the year, especially Absolute Martian Manhunter, which is being talked about as the best series in comics right now. Outside of the Absolute universe, any All-In entry is the best place to start right now. Most series are getting brand new Volume 1s with the soft relaunch, including the excellent Nightwing and Justice League Unlimited. I would especially recommend Justice League as it's a clean slate for the team and is a lot of fun, featuring a lot of your favourite characters from across DC, as every hero is now part of the league. The rest of the relaunches are slowly releasing, so I can't really recommend much just yet, especially since many, like Batman, are looking at an early 2026 release rather than a 2025 one. If you're looking for something to read leading up to All In, I recommend going back and watching my earlier mentioned Dawn of DC video, which will give you a better idea of what's good right now, as I believe that still holds a lot of value when discussing DC books. Now let's shift over to Marvel, which honestly has some easy picks for me. I will admit my knowledge of Marvel Comics is a lot more lacking, but I do have some good recommendations here. Especially when you discuss Marvel's Ultimate Universe, which is a very similar concept to the Absolute Universe that I just talked about for DC. It's just a very easy way to tell great stories. Who would have thought, telling the stories you want to tell without the confines of what's already been established in main canon leads to fun stuff. Ultimate Spider-Man is an excellent series and is a must-read for anyone with any interest in everyone's favourite web-slinger. Focusing on an older family man, Peter Parker, this take on Spider-Man has quickly become a fan favourite, and it's a shame that it won't be a long-lasting series, but it's still worth your time. As is The Ultimates, the flagship book of the Ultimate Universe, and a great Avengers-style story with a retelling of some of your favourite heroes. Ultimate Wolverine also just released its first volume this week, and I'm personally very excited to dive into that, so I can't really say my recommendation on it yet, but I've heard good things, and it might be a good place to start for people that are fans of Wolverine and X-Men. Away from alternate universes, I would also like to recommend Jed MacKay's current X-Men run, a very fun story in a new era of X-Men as Cyclops takes the lead. Along this is Gail Simone's Uncanny X-Men, featuring Rogue, Gambit, Wolverine, Jubilee, and Nightcrawler. Both of these series are great pickups right now, early enough in their graphic novel runs for anyone to really just hop in and enjoy. But I want to give big praise to my favourite Marvel series right now too, which is, I believe, in its 5th volume for graphic novel releases. It's definitely one of the more complete recommendations I'll give on this list, and that is Ryan North's Fantastic Four. I love this series and its episodic-like structure to each issue, something that is seemingly going to be adopted with the new Batman run next year, so I'm just excited to see that. If you're looking for a fun, interesting, crazy, weird, however you want to describe this book, with some of the best Marvel heroes going, look no further than the Fantastic Four. Now, would I recommend anything outside of Marvel and DC? Yes, actually. There is definitely one I will recommend to pretty much anyone, but you know, not everyone will like it. Let's just talk about it first. It's probably my favourite ongoing right now, and that is Image Comics' Transformers. The compelling story of conflict between Autobots and Decepticons, which even uses its human characters in a fascinating way. I love everything about this series, and I would highly recommend it to anyone interested in the Transformers universe at all. To any comic readers watching right now, what are your favourite ongoing runs, and what would you recommend? I want to see what everyone's reading right now, and I want to see a discussion in the comments, maybe introduce some new comics to the people there, and me. I'd love to know what you're reading and what's good out there. So while you're there, don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.